All right, we're back with even more wide receiver coverage for the Bears. I promise you we're going to move on to other aspects of this team, but this is the number one need we have in the offseason, and people keep asking questions, and we keep kind of going around to circle different things. So one of the things that was posed to me was, what if the Bears don't select two wide receivers in the draft? Poles doesn't trade down a ton of times, and we just need to utilize the draft capital we have because we do have other needs. Center, other line depth on the offense and defense, safety. So there's other things the Bears need. So what if the Bears do end up just taking one wide receiver? And if that's the scenario, that popped up. My lighting's bad. Guys, I promise as we keep going, as this gets better and better, and I appreciate everyone's support so far. So I want to say that if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do. I really enjoy doing this, and I really like the following we started getting. I want to put together stuff you guys want to see. So as it gets better, I am going to improve the sound quality. I'm already working on that, and I'm going to improve the lighting. But for now, bear with me and bear down. So here's our current wide receiver depth chart. We got DJ Moore, Velus Jones, and Tyler Scott signed in for next year. Those guys' contract are good, and as much as you guys might not like Velus Jones because of the drops that he is improving significantly. So I don't think there's any way that the Bears are getting rid of Velus Jones next year. Tyler Scott's a rookie. He's going to be on his second year. He made a lot of improvements. He is coming around. He needs to hit the jugs machine as well. The two of them need to work with Justin Fields in the offseason. They need to hit the jugs machine hard. The drop rate of Tyler Scott was bad, but not terrible for a rookie. All the ones in red are guys not on their contracts who need to have either be re-signed or something's going to have to change or they're gone. So let's move along to – move this out of the way a little bit. Sorry about this. Move me out just a little bit. Okay, so here's what I think. DJ Moore, Tyler Scott, Velus Jones definitely returning. Possibly Equanimeous St. Brown, Colin Johnson, Simba Webster, and Joe Reed. I'm going to show in just a minute. I don't think there's really any shot of Colin Johnson, Simba Webster, and Joe Reed coming back to the main roster. I think they'll definitely come back to camp. But the three of them could definitely be on the practice squad next year and on the 90-man for sure. Likely no Darnell Mooney. The reason for that is his contract value is going to be too high. He had that 1,000-yard season, which brings up his value too much, but he struggles hard with route running and with his drop ball percentage, which has become a big emphasis and focus for me. His drop ball percentage is too high. His route running is not clean. He's not getting open. Trent Taylor filled a role, but I think we definitely have one of these guys coming in, or Velus Jones can take over all the return duties. Trent Taylor, there's not enough value on the team to have him carry one of those spots without being more important for the overall picture. So I'm going to focus first on Equanimeous St. Brown. I haven't been hot on re-signing him, but he looked good at the very end of the season. What he has going for him is his elite size, his elite blocking, and his elite hands. He doesn't drop many balls at all. He's got big hands. Well, he's got a little above average size hands, but he catches the ball well. His issues are he doesn't have the breakaway speed. He has difficulty in getting separation to get open. So it's hard for us to put him in all the time and have him be able to be open to get those catches. But he did show some value at the end of the season. The league minimum for him is about $1.21 million. I think we give him a 2-year, $2.5 million deal, make him happy, keep him around, and I think he's a solid number 6 receiver for us. So up there I've got his RAS score from when he came out of college. So I think that's step number 1. If we're only drafting one wide receiver, he's familiar with our team, he's got cohesion, and he's a solid all-around player, and he's a good locker room guy. Like, he's solid. Next, I'm going to move on to other options we have. Here, I'm going to get rid of my mug. You guys don't need to see me right now. Sorry. All right, so here's some things for us. I know a lot of people have put out there Mike Evans, and that's something that gets asked a lot. I don't think we're spending that much money on a wide receiver when he's that old as well. Now, he's still producing. I get that. And he might be producing for 2, 3, 4 more years. But I don't think Ryan Poles is in the business of that kind of value for a wide receiver. So the ones I didn't consider there at the bottom, you'll see, are going to be the more expensive ones. The T. Higgins, Gabe Davis, Curtis Samuel, I think they're a little more expensive than Ryan Poles' MO. Marquise Brown doesn't fit the team really. As you remember, he had a little bit of issues. One of them was speeding related, as so many of these receivers and players in the NFL were getting in trouble for for excessive, crazy speeding. And then Mecole Hardman, just the drops are too high. So here's the guys, and I shouldn't have tipped my hand by putting Donovan Peoples-Jones at the top. But as I researched these guys, the value of their contract with their age and their fit, these are guys that I thought might be fits for what Ryan Poles is looking for. And you can look into these guys. I'm not going to go to in-depth crazy amount on each one of them. That would take forever on this video. But Donovan Peoples-Jones, he's with the Lions right now. They traded for him midseason from the Browns for a reason. The Lions are smart in what they're doing. KJ Osborne, Van Jefferson, Noah Brown, Jalen Reagor, Greg Dortch, Nick Westbrook, and Paris Campbell. Some of them, as I researched them farther, had drop issues, so I discounted them. But what I ended up coming onto was who I liked at the end of that was Donovan Peoples-Jones. I think we go after him for 1 year, $3.5 million. He's looking for a prove-it deal. You look at his stats, really, really solid for the first 3 years. And then this year, bounced between the Browns and the Lions. And the issue was the quarterbacking in Cleveland. It made it hard for him to have cohesion, but his talent is there. He's got hands. He doesn't drop anything. His RAS score is super high. His vert, his broad jump, it's all there. He's 6'1", 6'2", by most measurables, 212. He's got good size. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I think, is the perfect fit. SportTrack says his value is around $2.5 to $3 million. I think he'll go a little higher than that. I think he is going to be excited to see what the Bears have going on, that he can come in and fit. 1 year, $3.5 million. So that's my first plug to help with our free agency after we re-sign Equanimeous St. Brown. So where that leaves us is needing to go into the draft. And if we're only picking one guy in the draft, this is my opinion. You don't have to agree. And with what I said earlier, Ryan Poles isn't trading down a ton of times. He's really utilizing the capital he has. If that scenario, I think we trade down to number 3. We don't mess around trading a couple times. We trade down with the Patriots. And part of my thinking on this is they can throw in Jabril Peppers as a plug safety in the meantime if we're needing additional pieces as well. Now, Jabril Peppers might not be worth it for the extension, but he's already locked up for cheap for 2024. So I like that aspect of it. Let me know what you think of that. Trading down for, say, their first, their second, next year's first, and Jabril Peppers. That would be very high value. We might even be able to get a future third round. Let's say a 2025 or 2026 third round pick out of that too. So, in fact, just off my head, that's what I'm going to say. This year's first, so swap first for third. This year's second round pick, which would be 35th overall. Next year's first round pick and 2026's third round pick plus Jabril Peppers. I think that's an awesome trade for us to get. And then we're selecting Marvin Harrison Jr., third overall, top wide receiver in the class, and clearly a wide receiver 1A or 1B to go with DJ Moore. There's a reason everyone's hyped on him. So that's what I would do. So here's my final analysis of it. Bears 2024 depth chart when I'm done. DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison Jr., Donovan Peoples-Jones, Tyler Scott, Velus Jones Jr., and Equanimeous St. Brown. No, guys, this isn't blowing anyone's socks off. This isn't anything crazy. But replacing Darnell Mooney with Donovan Peoples-Jones, Donovan Peoples-Jones is only 24 years old. And his measurables are all way better than Darnell Mooney's, and he's going to be significantly cheaper because of his down year. I think he has a lot to prove, and he'll sign a 1-year deal for cheap, and I think this is exactly what we want. And then I put practice squad, Colin Johnson, Simba Webster, and Joe Reed. So that's what I've got for you. I think this will be the last wide receiver one we do for a little bit. We're going to focus on other areas. Let me know your thoughts, though. I really like this direction to go for our wide receiver room, and I think this fixes a ton of things to be able to get DJ Moore the help he needs on the other side, and Justin Fields especially. I mean, you're adding to this Cole Kmet as well. So let me know your thoughts. I really like this. By the time I got done with it, it's become my favorite so far, and I hope you liked it too. Until next time, thanks for checking this out. Please like and subscribe, and bear down.